I've made just over $14,000 in a single month from a Faceless YouTube channel that I barely touched. And now with AI, the entire production cost is less than $100 to produce a single video. And in this video, I'm going to give you my entire blueprint on how to scale a Faceless YouTube channel to 10K a month in the next 90 days with AI and freelancers. We're going to be going through how to pick a profitable niche, how to come up with your first 10 video ideas, how to do niche research, how to do video idea research, how to hire freelancers that are actually good at what they do, how to use AI tools the right way and not the wrong way. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, you need a profitable niche. You need to look at what has recently gone viral. I'm a big believer of proof of concept. A lot of people want to do niches that they're passionate about only, but don't have a market for it. A lot of people want to go into niches which they think is a good idea, but in reality, there's no proof of concept, and therefore it's not a good idea. You need to make sure there is a proof of concept. Whenever my students come to me and give me a video idea or a channel idea, I always say, okay, what's the inspiration? What's the inspiration? What's the inspiration? Where did you get this from? What is inspiring you to do this? Is it a proof of concept, or is it just something that you came up with in your mind? Now, I'm not knocking and saying it's bad to be the first person to do something. However, your likeliness of succeeding is low. Why? Because you're doing something that's never been done before. If there's no restaurants on that high street, there's probably a reason. If there's no pubs on that high street, there's probably a reason. There's probably no demand. Business works on the law of demand and supply. If there's no demand, then supply is not needed either. Before you go into a niche, please make sure it has a proof of concept, meaning make sure there has already been some type of recent viral channel in that niche or successful channel in that niche that you can model after, that you can gain inspiration from, that you can come in and dominate, essentially, where you cover topics that they haven't covered yet. There is also another way where you can niche merge. I'm going to go into that later, but choosing the right niche is extremely important. If we can get that right, everything else goes right. But if we get that wrong, everything else goes wrong. So I can't emphasize enough how important this is for you to choose the right niche. Don't just do something because you like it. Make sure there's a proof of concept. Make sure there's channels out there that's already making 10K a month plus in that niche, so that when you come, you can either make 10K a month and dominate the niche and make more than that niche or that channel. Super, super important. But it's good that you're watching this video today, because I'm going to show you how to choose the right niche. Because on YouTube, there are many niches going viral at the same time, different audiences watching. It's crazy. There's just so much activity going on YouTube. It's insane. Now, there's two ways of doing a niche or a channel. The first way is to model after an existing successful channel. Okay, I'm going to go into that later. The second way is to take one channel that's working and merge it with another channel that's working. And in a sense, you create your own niche where you take what's working in one niche and what's working in another niche, and you merge and you essentially create your own niche. And I'm going to show you examples as to how that's very powerful and how that's worked for certain channels, where they'll take one niche, merge it with another, create a unique niche and a unique channel where there's two proofs of concept. So this isn't doing something that's random. This is taking one proof of concept and another proof of concept, merging them into one so that there's a final proof of concept. So we're going to go into that today. So the first method we're going to be looking at is the search bar method when it comes to finding your niche. Now, ideally, you would want to type in something that you are passionate about on the YouTube search bar, see if you can turn your passion into profit. So I like travel, so I'm going to type in travel videos on the YouTube search bar, and we're going to pay attention to the Faceless travel videos that have gone viral. Now, this guy, Pascal Basil, he's an influencer. We're going to ignore people who show their face because we're going into the faceless niche. We're going to ignore him. This guy, Trek Trendy, we're going to ignore him. Just keep scrolling till we find Faceless. There we go. 11 million views in 1 year. Fire. So we're going to open this in a new tab. Going to keep scrolling. So this is a faceless channel. Can you see it's no face showing? And the fact they got 11 million views and it's a 1 hour long video, this channel's made over 100 grand with this video. They definitely have a $10 RPM plus. Why? Because the video is like an hour long, and longer videos have a higher RPM, because with longer videos, what you can do is you can put more ads in the video and show them to the viewer, and you'll make more money that way. So longer videos have a higher RPM. If you want a higher RPM niche, go into a niche with longer videos, and also an American audience helps a lot when it comes to a higher RPM, but longer videos increases the RPM. So we've just opened this in a new tab, and it looks like we have another one here, epic exploration. So we have another video, 1 million views in a year. It looks like a documentary style video. Okay, so it looks like this travel channel, there's a proof of concept. We have a few faceless channels that have gone viral. We're going to avoid shorts. We're going to avoid influencers. Wanderlust travel videos looks okay. Turopia is another one. We have a few. Did we look at this one? Okay, cool. So let's look at new travel insight. What you need to do as well is download vidIQ as a Chrome extension. Now, I've been using vidIQ for years now, and it is a beast of a software. And I've also partnered with them so that you can get their premium version for literally $1 for the first month. Now, click the link in the description or scan the QR code that is showing on the screen right now for access. Now, the good thing about Claude Code and vidIQ is that you can connect the two. And it's got extra features what you could do for your channel in Ideation. Now to download this, we're going to click this right here. You're going to sign in with your Gmail. Now we've created a vidIQ account here. And then what we would want to do is click on the bottom here on your account. And we're going to go account settings. And now we're going to download the Chrome extension. So you'd want to click on apps and extras, and I've already installed it. There should be a button here to download it. So download vidIQ as a Chrome extension. It is a beast of a software. What it's going to do is going to give you these backend analytics that you can't see anywhere else. New travel insight. So vidIQ enables me, if I click over here, view channel stats, it tells me that it's got 7 million views in the past 30 days, which is insane. So 7 million views on a $10 RPM is $70,000. So 70K a month is what this channel's making. Crazy thing is, if we look at their subscribers, now this is something I always look at when I'm looking at niches. I always ask myself the question, are there more views than subscribers? Because if we look at the subscribers of this channel, they've got 139,000 subscribers. But how many views are they getting? 7 million views in the past 30 days. Their views are definitely not coming from subscribers because they have way more views than subscribers in the past 90 days, like 7 million in the past 90 days. So where are these views coming from? They are coming from what the algorithm is pushing out and what people are searching for on the YouTube search bar. So it's very important that you identify this with vidIQ and you understand that this is where the money is at. This is where the opportunity is at. There's an opportunity in this niche. Why? Because there's more views than subscribers. High RPM. And again, disclaimer, the only downside to vidIQ is that their revenue score is not the most accurate. So they're definitely making way more than 6K a month. They're making like 70K a month. So they need to add an extra zero on that one. But sometimes vidIQ is pretty accurate when it comes to the revenue, but they don't know exactly how much advertisers paid for that month. And also I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years, coached hundreds of students. So I know what RPMs are in different niches. So not to boast, but I would say that I have a bit of more of an accurate depiction as to how much channels are making. Of course, I'm not perfect, but I have a very accurate depiction. Cool. So this is a good niche to go into. You can create similar videos to this niche to dominate the niche. You can cover topics that they haven't yet covered. Also, you can even take what's worked in a different niche, bring it into this niche so that you become the first person in the travel niche to do something that has been proven to work in another niche. So that's another concept. I call it niche merging, where you take one niche and merge it with another. The two become one and you create something new and unique and you become the number one in your niche because you're the only one in your niche. So you become the top dog in your niche and you have the best of both worlds, which is fire. Okay, cool. So there's multiple channels in this travel niche. So that's one way of finding a profitable niche. Another way of looking for recent viral channels is to go on the YouTube homepage over here, click on YouTube homepage, and you just scroll and you just look for like recent viral videos that have popped off in the niche. Looks like we have one here, 359K in 10 days. Keep going, 300K in 3 weeks. Okay, we open that up. Never do a video under 8 minutes, by the way. You just keep scrolling and you look for recent viral faceless videos and you just like open up the channel in a new tab. Looks like we have something here, Taste Detective. So as you just scroll through the YouTube homepage, now you can create a brand new channel for this because sometimes it's going to be like, you know, tainted by your algorithm. So you can create a brand new channel and start searching for videos and then eventually it'll promote some stuff to you that is recently viral. You just have to keep scrolling and just open up new tabs of recent viral videos. It's very hard to define viral because you also have to take into consideration when the video was uploaded. Like, for example, if the video's got 100,000 views and it was uploaded yesterday, that's viral. Like in one day, it got 100K views. However, if it has 100,000 views and it was uploaded 2 years ago, that's not viral. When it comes to virality, it's also about not just the views, but also when the video was uploaded that you need to take into consideration. So it looks like here we have another one, Bro Pump, 3.7 million views in 1 month, which is insane, buddy. This is cool. I mean, this is a good niche. You have to kind of get the aesthetics right. So can you see, like, we just scrolling through YouTube, you can find some solid niches to go into. So that's another way of finding solid niches. Oh, yellow dude. I know this channel. This is another one. See, the algorithm just like promotes stuff to you. They just started 1 month ago, this channel, by the way, and they've already done 3.7 million views. This niche has like a $5 RPM. So if we times that by 5, 18K in a month, this channel's done around that figure. First video popped. Okay, so this is a perfect example of niche merging where you take one niche and you merge it with another niche. So they talk about NBA videos in the listicle explainer style. So if we look at the two niches they've merged, is they've took this channel Nonstop, which is a basketball niche, which are getting tens of millions of views, and then they've merged it with the pain explainer niche, which also is getting tens of millions of views. Their structure in the pain explainer niche is how every blank happens. So every logical fallacy explained in 11 minutes. So that's essentially the format they're going with, like every blank explained, and they have this listicle whiteboard explanation style on their videos, and they've rinsed and repeated this over and over again with their format. So every urban legend explained in 8 minutes, and they've just merged it with this channel. So B-Ball Explained have created their own niche, and now they're leading the way and other channels are copying them. And this is another niche merge right here. It's merged with the health niche and the Bible niche. So can you see their most viral videos is biblical plants that heal you instantly, biblical superfoods that heal you instantly, forgotten medicinal plants that will heal you instantly. So this is a mixture of the Bible niche and the health niche. And if we look at their views, 16 million views in total. And I think they actually started 6 months ago and they've done 16.1 million views. So let's see how much money they've made in 6 months. So if we times this, let's give it a $7 RPM since the videos are a bit long. So boom, 112K. So they've made 6 figures in 6 months, which is insane. And they've niche merged the health niche and the Bible niche, and they are crushing it. So 2 perfect examples of niche merging, where you take one niche and merge it with another niche to create your own niche. One of them is B-Wall Explained, and the other one is Homestead Roots. So yeah. So for the sake of this course, we are going to be looking at the fitness niche, and we're going to be looking at this fitness channel, Evolve and Build. I love the fitness niche. I have a fitness channel. I have more than one actually, and we sell ebooks on it, which is pretty solid. This is one of the few niches on YouTube where you can actually sell digital products and make money off of that, as well as the AdSense money. So this channel, Evolve and Build, they have their own website over here. If we look and go quickly to their website, by the looks of it, they put $7 ebook by the looks of it. And with the ebooks, it takes 1 hour literally to create the ebook. And then you have the landing page as well that you sell the ebook on. And there's another channel here in this niche called Fit and Curious, and they also sell ebooks, and they've done some serious numbers on a few videos over here recently, 1.8 million views, 1.4 million views, and with their ebook, the No Gym Warrior Program. So our price point is $27. Looks like they're a bit more expensive. They have like £40, which is like 50 something dollars. But yeah, this is a big thing with the fitness niche, selling a ebook. And to make it rain like a hurricane with ebooks on YouTube, you would want to mention it in the description, pin the comment, mention it in the video, and drive traffic to the link in the description or the pinned comment, which is solid. We're going to be using the fitness niche as an example by building a channel live on this call. So if you want to crush it in this niche, in the fitness niche, what you would want to do is you would want to look at what has worked recently in the niche and do something similar. Now, there's different ways of doing ideas, and I'm going to go into that later on in this video. But one way is just looking at what has worked, what has recently gone viral. For example, this video right here, these 6 exercises build more muscle than lifting weights. You just have to change up the word exercises with something else. So instead of exercises, you can now put stretches. However, you can put these 6 stretches instead of building more muscle than lifting weights, because stretches don't build muscles. We'd have to make it make sense and put these 6 stretches solve 90% of your mobility problems, or they solve 90% of your problems. And also over here, they had this video that hit 592K views. The Greeks built perfect physiques without gyms. You can just change the word Greeks to Vikings. You can change it to Spartans. You can change it to gladiators. You can change it to samurais, and they kind of do this in this channel. They do like Shaolin monks. They do like, I think this was Vikings. Yeah, Vikings. They do Soviets. They kind of merge the history niche into this as well. And it's very important to understand the audience, by the way, of who you're actually speaking to. You have to have your audience in mind when you create these videos. This specific audience looks like an audience that wants to gain muscle without going to the gym, because a lot of this talks about how the Spartans got jacked without going to the gym, without lifting weights, how Vikings and all these people in history got jacked without going to the gym. That's essentially what this audience is. They're not people who want to like lose weight. They're more people who want to get jacked. So you have to understand who your audience is in order to create really good videos for that person. So it's very important to have your audience, your avatar, your ICP in mind when you're creating videos. So there's also a few things you do not want to do when you're doing a faceless YouTube channel. And one of them is to model after huge channels. If a channel's got like 5 million subscribers, I'll give you a good example. Like channels like this. So it's not the best idea to model after channels that are too big, a bit like this one. So this one's got like 13 million subscribers. They are very established in the niche. They have a huge team. They're not very easy to compete with when it comes to starting a new channel. When you're starting a new channel, you don't want to compete with big dogs. You want to go into recent channels that have popped off, recent videos that have popped off, and model after that, do similar videos, come at it with a unique angle, and so forth. When you are going into a niche that is like, there's just too many big players in the niche, like everyone in the niche is a top dog with 10 million subscribers, 12 million subscribers, 5 million subscribers, like it's going to be very hard to crack that niche, not just from a point of algorithm, because there is a thing of being grandfathered in the niche. So those channels are most likely grandfathered in the niche, meaning that they have the authority in the algorithm. They also have the loyal following. So it's very hard to crack them. You would want to go into something that's untapped and dominate the niche that way. Another thing you should not do is don't do a shorts channel. Of course, you can make money with shorts, but you need tens of millions of views every single month to make a substantial living with shorts. I'm not knocking the shorts niche. However, if you get 1 million views on a YouTube short, YouTube are going to pay you around $70. But if you get a million views on a long form video, YouTube are going to pay you around $7,000. So the difference is 100x in revenue. But the effort to get there is not 100x. It's not 100 times more difficult to get a million views on a long form than it is on a short form. However, the reward is 100 times more rewarding. So it just makes more sense to do long form rather than short form. Well, that's if you ask me. Other people may have different opinions, but hey. Also, avoid low RPM niches. You don't want to go into a niche that has a Eastern audience, that has an audience that is based in either Africa or Asia, because advertisers do not have a high budget for those audiences. They will not put, believe me, I learned that the hard way, and I've had videos with terrible RPMs simply because the audience was from India and Pakistan and the Philippines. However, if you have audiences based in the States, that's where the RPM is very juicy. And RPM, by the way, is how much YouTube pay you for every 1,000 views. And also, when it comes to YouTube paying you, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time for YouTube to pay you for the views on your channel. So you don't get paid straight away, unfortunately. However, you can with selling ebooks on your YouTube channel. That's what I do, and I've been able to make money with YouTube without being monetized. However, YouTube have made it so that you can actually apply for monetization when you hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. You can apply, and then when you get accepted, once you've hit the 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, you're instantly making money, which is good. But you also don't forget to turn on the ads. You have to turn on the ads and put in-stream ads into your videos so that you can start making money off of that once you're monetized. So when it comes to Eastern audiences, sometimes you can kind of tell by the topics of the video. Sometimes if the video is dubbed, then it means that it was made for like a different type of audience. On top of that, one niche that I've seen that has a low RPM, and this might burst some people's bubbles, is the soccer niche. Like, I've coached people in the soccer niche, and when I've looked at the RPM, it was like terrible. And I was like, maybe it's just a one-off. Then I was coaching another guy in the soccer niche, and I was like, oh damn, another low RPM. So I've concluded that the soccer niche is terrible when it comes to RPMs. My advice to you, brother to brother, friend to friend, avoid soccer when it comes to doing faceless YouTube. Also, don't go into niches where like every channel has videos under 8 minutes, because the RPM is very low in those niches. You would want your videos to at least be 8 minutes long so that you can put in ads in the video and then make more money off of that. Usually when the video is less than 8 minutes long, the RPM's terrible, unless the only way I can see it being the other way is if the audience is like 100% US. That's the only way the RPM can be saved in that case, is if the audience is 100% US, but usually videos less than 8 minutes, don't touch. However, what you can do is you can go into those niches that have like less than 8 minute long videos, and you can do 8 minute long videos and dominate the niche and become the only person in the niche that's doing 8 minute long videos. You have the high RPM, all of them have like terrible RPMs, and that's actually a good idea as well. So high RPM is everything. You literally get more bang for your buck. It's literally the cheat code to making more money with faceless YouTube is having a higher RPM, because a million views with a $5 RPM gets you 5K. However, with a million views with a $10 RPM gets you 10K. So you can have like double the revenue with the same views, by the way, same effort, same views, but double the revenue simply because you went into a niche and you have an audience that is Western based, that is longer videos. And so high RPM niche is solid. So now we're going to go into how to come up with your first 10 video ideas. So there are different ways to come up with video ideas, and I'm going to show you a few methods that I've learned over the years when it comes to ideation with Faceless YouTube. And listen, when I speak with years of experience and proofs of concepts, stuff that's worked. So the first method we're going to look at is something called the outlier method. This is where you take the format of a recent viral video and change up one word to create a new viral video. So I'm going to give you an example here from Factora. With this channel Factora, if we look at their most popular, they have a very good example of this. So their most viral video is how chocolate is made. And what they did is very smart, is they just rinsed and repeated this format of how blank is made. So they did how crayons are made, how pencils are made, how cement is made, how toilet paper is made. Can you see that they're doing the same format, how blank is made? They're just rinsing and repeating the format, but they're just changing that one word. So that's one way of doing ideas. And can you see they've come up with a lot of video ideas, almost unlimited video ideas from that one format of how blank is made, and they're just constantly just ripping with the views, which is insane. So that's one way. It's called the outlier method. Next method, the remake. So this only works in evergreen niches, where you look at what's worked in your niche and you do a remake of the video. Now, looking at the remake method, can you see this topic right here, Enoch the Movie 2026? It's been rinsed and repeated over and over again. So Enoch the Movie, 1.1 million views 6 months ago. Then 1 month ago, this was remade literally a month ago, like 5 months after, 213K in 1 month. Then we have 1.5 million in 1 year, 5.6 million, which is insane. And it's like 1 hour and 21 minutes long. This video probably made like 50 grand. Can you see, like, it's the same topic, the Book of Enoch, the movie, 2.5 million views, another one. It's the same kind of topic and it's redone over and over again. So this is the remake method where you just look at what went viral a year ago and you do a remake of the video. I wouldn't suggest doing a remake of a video that is trending right now. So if a video is trending right now, don't do a remake of that video, because with YouTube's new update, they don't want repetitive information on their platform. So they want new information. The way it works with YouTube is they transcribe all the videos that go up on YouTube. Like every video has a transcript. And I'm going to show you in this video how to look at a transcript of a video and use that to write your scripts. So every video on YouTube's transcript. So when you upload a video on YouTube, if YouTube see that it's extremely similar to an existing trending topic, they're not going to push it out, because it's already trending on YouTube. However, if you do a remake of something that has gone viral over a year ago and that video is no longer trending, because you can see that there is a proof of concept, people want to see that kind of content, you can do a remake of the video and it will perform. One example of the remake method is on this channel right here. FitZip is another fitness channel. What they've done here is they did a remake of this video right here. So how pharma carries every day will completely transform your body. So they did a video that went viral 2 years ago about pharma carries, and then that hit 900k views. What they then did is, like, a year later, so as you can see up here, 11 months ago, a year later, they did how farmers walks completely changed the human body. Pretty much the same video, right? It talks about how farmers walks and how it has an impact on the body. But they did the similar video, but a year later. And then that actually outperformed the video that they were modeling after, which was their own. And that hit 1.8 million views, which is insane. Cool. So can you see how, like, you can look at what went viral a year ago, do a remake of the video, and then have it perform, and then you make a bunch of money from that. That can work internally and externally, meaning you can look at other channels and do a remake of their videos. You can look at your channel, look at what worked for your channel a year ago, and do a remake of that. So that's one method, the remake. Also, there is the opposition method. So the opposition method is you basically say the opposite of what everyone in your niche is saying. So if everyone is saying ChatGPT is good, you're going to say ChatGPT is bad. If everyone's saying living in America is good, you're going to come and say living in America is bad. If everyone's saying living in New York is good, you're going to say living in New York is bad. So, like, you have to be like the devil's advocate. You have to be like the guy who is saying the complete opposite. Like, what everyone is saying, you just come in your niche and you say the complete opposite. So that's the opposition method. And the example here is Microsoft Copilot, your new AI best friend. You can come in and be like Microsoft Copilot, your new AI worst enemy. Literally, you can just take what's working, what's trending, and you can just do a spin on it where you have a different opinion. A lot of people, they love opinionated people. Reason why leaders are respected, they may not always be liked, but they're always respected, is because they have an opinion that challenges the narrative. So when you come into the space and you have an opinion, you will be respected. You may not be liked, but you will be respected. And it is better to be respected than to be liked. Okay, so the next method is the combination method. The combination method. We're going to combine two videos together here. So over here, their most viral video is the only 5 exercises you need to do after the age of 40. If we was to combine it with this one and how kettlebell swings completely change your body, we can do the only 5 exercises that completely change your body. Literally just that. Just like take the first part of this title and combine it with the second part of this title. Do these 4 stretches and see what happens to your body. You can combine it with with the most viral here. Do these 5 exercises and see what happens to your body. So you combine like literally these 2 videos. So that's the combination method where you combine 2 videos. So there's also a different angle method. This is what has generated me 22 million views on a single video, where I would tackle a topic from a different angle. This method is how I hit 22 million views on a single video. So this is my channel right here and my logo is up here to prove it. Interesting flow. This is my channel and here's my video, 22 million views. So basically how I came up with this video idea is I saw all of these videos popping off like 5 years ago, 900k about the Dubai Islands, and there were just these videos like 34 million views 6 years ago. There were just these videos about the Dubai, I remember this one, yeah. There were just these videos that were popping off about the Dubai man-made islands. Whilst these videos were talking about why Dubai's man-made islands were empty, I came in from a different angle and I did a video about how Dubai's artificial islands were made. Everyone was talking about why they were empty. I came in with a different angle and I put how the Dubai islands were made. That hit 22 million views on that video, which is insane. So that's another method when it comes to ideation, is you have to come up with, is you just come at it with a different angle. Now there is another way of doing it and it's with ChatGPT. I've realized that ChatGPT is better than Claude when it comes to video ideas. So one way you can do ideation with AI is you just screen grab the most viral videos of your competitors. So we screen grab the most viral videos of our competitors and we paste it into the AI and we basically say, based off these videos, what should my next videos be about? So ChatGPT tends to be really good when it comes to video ideas. It tends to be better than Claude. But yeah, can you see it just comes up with these different video ideas for your channel? Pretty solid. And yeah, so those are different ways of doing video ideas. Like, took me years to figure out all those ways. After coaching so many students and doing my own channels, I've figured a few things out. So this isn't my first rodeo. And by the way, if you want me to work with you one-on-one to help build your profitable Faceless YouTube channel and scale it to 10K a month, then there's a link below for you to click to fill out a form, book a call, and we can talk for further discussion. So check out the link and we'll hop on a call. It'll be me on the call. It won't be a sales rep, and we will put a strategy together to see what will be best for you. Now, we've gone through different ways of doing video ideas. You would want to come up with 10 video ideas, put them into a Google Doc, and then you're going to do the production process. So ideation is the most important part of the process. If we can get ideation right, everything else goes right. If we get that wrong, everything else goes wrong. So ideation and scripting is actually the most important part of the entire process. Now we're going to look at the production process. So we now have our niche, we have our ideas. Now we need to look at the production process. Now we can do this with AI and freelancers to make really good viral videos. Now I'm going to show you also how to use Claude Code to create these viral videos. Now, before we go into that method, I'm going to talk about how to use AI and freelancers. So looking at the combination method, you can look at the most viral video in your niche or in your inspiration channel, and then you can just combine their most viral video with another viral video on that channel. So for example, if we look at these 6 exercises build more muscle than lifting weights, we can now combine this video with this video right here. So these 6 exercises build more muscle than lifting weights. We can combine it with a Spartan video and put these 6 Spartan exercises build more muscles than lifting weights. Or these 6 exercises build perfect physiques without gyms. Perfect. So now we are going to write a script with AI. Let's say we take this viral video, 1.8 million views in 3 months. We're going to take this. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the writing style of this video. So we're going to go to the description, hit show transcript. With vidIQ, we can copy the transcript, hit copy transcript. So we copy that, paste it into Claude. So we basically say, maintain the writing style of this script and the word count. Now you give it a title. So what we're going to do is these 6 stretches fix 90% of your mobility problems. Boom. So the AI is going to go to work. Now, when it comes to voiceovers, 11 Labs is a very good tool to use voiceovers. I'm going to link 11 Labs in the description. So if you want to use 11 Labs for realistic AI voices, click on the link in the description. Their voices are very realistic, and I'm going to show you how to use them. When it comes to creating AI voices, I like to go on Studio on the left here, and then we're going to click New Blank Project, Audio Project. And this is where you paste your voiceover. And then with your script, what you would want to do is you would want to put it into a Google Doc. But also, once the script is done, but we're going to prompt this whilst the script is done. So I like to say, create 5 hook variations. Now, the hook is the most important script in the entire video. You can't put lipstick on a pig. People say it's the title and the thumbnail that's the most important thing. I disagree. I used to think that, but it's actually the script. It doesn't matter how fancy your title and thumbnail is. You can't put lipstick on a pig. I mean, you can, but it won't be a good honeymoon. So it's super important that we have a really good script and we ask for 5 hook variations, because the first 30 seconds is where people decide whether they're going to click off and continue with their lives or whether they're going to keep watching the video. So it's important that we ask over here, create 5 hook variations. So we copy this, then we put this in a Google Doc, paste that thing. Now we're going to ask for always, put that in title, remove all this. But now we're going to ask for 5 hook variations. So Claude is better than ChatGPT when it comes to writing scripts. However, I've realized that ChatGPT is better when it comes to thumbnails, when it comes to ideation as well. So can you see now it's creating 5 hook variations? You can read through all 5, pick the one that sounds the best, sounds the most powerful, sounds the most compelling. It's very important to repeat the title as well. So like if people clicked on a video that talks about how to get ripped, that you actually say that in the first sentence, how to get ripped, or like something of that nature, those keywords. So people know that what they clicked on and what they're getting is the same thing and they don't feel clickbaited or catfished. So it's very important. Yeah, repeat the title if you can, or at least repeat the keywords in the title in the first sentence so that people feel that what they clicked on and what they're getting is pretty much the same thing. That's called deliver on the click. Another way to deliver on the click is this. So this video delivers on the click really well. So these 3 exercises build thick wrists faster than wrist curls. So we click on this video, pay attention to this thumbnail right here. 2 guys showing their wrist. Okay, we click on it. What do we see? Boom. We see the exact same thing. And then they go into B-roll. So this niche specifically does a lot of animation in the first few seconds, but then it transitions to B-roll. So like, can you see they delivered on the click? This builds subconscious trust with the viewer. And this video performed really well, 329K views. That's called deliver on the click. realistic, where you show something on the thumbnail, and as soon as they click on the video, they see that exact same thing. That builds subconscious trust with the viewer, so they're more likely to watch the video and trust the video rather than feel like they got clickbaited. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so we have our 5 hooks. You'd want to read through all 5, read them out loud, and see which one sounds the best, and put that in. Now, to create the voiceover, you just have to copy the entire script and put it into 11 Labs, and it'll create realistic voices. American male, British male works really well with Faceless YouTube videos, so we're going to paste in just the first part of the script. What I like to do here is we're going to go on the left here, click on 11v3, it's the most advanced model, and we're going to highlight all of this, and we are going to click enhance text, so it gives expressions, so it sounds more realistic. See how it says thoughtful in parentheses or brackets, and then size. You can choose different voices here, okay? Once you generated the voiceover, you can hit export, and then you can export, and then after exporting, you can download it. So WAV is better than MP3, from what I've heard, and then you hit download, and then you download it, and then you can rename the file from, because it's going to come up as 11 Labs. The file's going to be like 11 Labs, but you're going to rename it to the title of your video. Cool, so that's how you use 11 Labs. You literally have to push a few buttons. What I would suggest though, if you are in a niche that is sports related, like basketball or NFL, then use a human voiceover, because with that audience, they are so used to hearing their favorite sport with a passionate commentator. So you don't want to come in with an AI voice. You want to have a human voice to give that human touch, because people are passionate about their sport and they listen to commentators who are passionate about the sport when they speak. You don't want to mess around with that niche. Don't use an AI voice when it comes to sports. Use human voiceovers, and you can find them on Upwork. American male, British male works really well. So yeah. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at now is how to create thumbnails with AI. Now you can hire a thumbnail designer. I still have thumbnail designers because I believe a human touch is always really good, but you can use AI to help you with the thumbnails. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go over to Gemini, which has Nano Banana. So we're going to go on to Gemini, click plus, we're going to go create image, and now it's going into Nano Banana mode. So what we're going to do here is in order to create a thumbnail, you would want to take a competitor's thumbnail, put it into AI, and prompt it from there. That's the best way to do it. So what you can do here, for example, you can take this viral video over here, click on the video, and then in order to see the thumbnail here, you have to click under views. If you're under overview, then you can't see the thumbnail. So you'd have to go under views, and then you click on the thumbnail. You can see the other thumbnail they did before here, and then what you would want to do is copy this, copy image, paste it into Nano Banana, into Gemini, and you basically can prompt it from here. You can say change text to I wish I started sooner and make him do normal push-ups. Boom. Now, one thing I don't like about Nano Banana is it comes up with the Gemini logo in the bottom right corner. So you can upload your image into ChatGPT to tell it to remove the watermark or the logo. The AI is going to work. What you can do is you can have ChatGPT open as well. ChatGPT is good for thumbnails as well. I wish I started sooner, so it got the text right, and now it's put him in a proper position. That is pretty impressive, if you ask me. So it did exactly what I told it to do with the text. Maybe we can clean this up a bit. We can tell it to clean this up, and then it's got the Spartan in the proper position, the push-up position that we asked it to do so. But one thing I don't like about Gemini is that for some reason the logo in the bottom right corner just doesn't disappear. So we're going to copy this. Oh, hold on, that red dot was my issue. So we're going to copy this image. We're going to go into ChatGPT, and we're basically going to say remove the watermark in the bottom right. And there we have it. ChatGPT has removed the watermark, and it's sharpened the colors a bit by the looks of it. ChatGPT tends to do that without me having to ask it. It sharpens the colors like it did here, so it's actually pretty much good to do it that way. So that's how you make thumbnails with AI. You take from your competitors, put it into AI, prompt it from there. Now you can always change up the character. You don't want to be a copycat, so you can always change up the character. So what you can do is you can say change him to a samurai. So you don't want to be a copycat, so what we're going to do is we're going to tell it to change him to a samurai. So now it's changed it to a samurai. So that's essentially how you do it. You don't want to be a copycat of your competitors, but you can change things up. Ideally, this is a thumbnail style that's proven to work. So you'd want to do this thumbnail style simply because it has a proof of concept. Remember, going back to what I said earlier, proof of concept, proof of concept, proof of concept. That's all it's about. Okay, now we're going to go into how to hire freelancers for your YouTube channel. So you would want to go on Upwork.com. Upwork tends to have better talent than Fiverr. So we're going to go on Upwork.com. We're going to go on post a job over here. We're going to click post a job, long-term project, always long-term project, because you would want to sell it to your freelancers as a long-term project. And we're going to put, I need a video editor for my Faceless fitness YouTube channel. And then the AI is going to go to work and craft up your job post. So what we're going to do here is we're going to always do fixed price. For this video, we're going to do $30. Now you can always change up this price. Like you can do one job post for $30, do another one for $50, do another one for $70 to see what kind of talent you attract. What I like to do here is I like to link my inspiration video here. You go on your successful competitor, go on the most popular video, copy and paste the URL and link it in the job description so they know exactly like what you're looking for. So we go change it here. We're going to type, I need an editor who can copy this style. Then you link the edit, save changes, finalize job post. All of this stuff is not really important in terms of the job post. The most important thing is getting a personalized sample from the actual freelancer. That's the most important thing. We're going to go into that in a bit. So over here, post as standard for free. Then you're going to have freelancers apply to your job. Okay, looks like for the job post, it looks like we have 20 proposals. So we're going to look at these proposals. Now, what you would want to do is always ask for personalized samples before you hire anyone off of Upwork. Why? Because the dark side of this industry is that freelancers will lie and tell you that they used to be the editor for your competitors, or they used to be the editor for Mr. Beast or Logan Paul, or they will sell you the dream just so that they can get the job, put it that way. So it's very important that you don't believe them. It's very important that you get personalized samples, not ask for samples of their work. That's different, because they can easily download a video off of YouTube, put it into a Google Drive and say, this is the video I edited. They can do that. So don't be fooled by that. Don't be fooled by what they say. The only way to filter out the good from the bad, and believe me, I've learned this the hard way, is you have to get personalized samples from freelancers. Now, this is actually against Upwork's policies, so be careful not to ask for a free sample, just ask for a sample, because you're basically asking for free work and Upwork don't like that. So instead, what you would want to do is, I'm going to give you what to say. Okay, so here's my SOP for hiring freelancers. So before you hire anyone, it's very important that you send them this message. Now you can screen grab it, whatever. So essentially what I put here is you would want to send this to those who applied for video editing. So you would want to copy and paste this message. So you're basically saying to them, hi there, thanks for applying for the role. I'm looking to work with someone long-term on this project. Can you please do a sample of 1 minute of editing that is the same style as this video? Then you link your inspiration video. Please do it from this script, create a 1 minute script from Claude and put it into a Google Doc and link it here. And then the voiceover is attached. Then you attach the voiceover. I'm going to show you how to do this. So we've copied that link. So I am going to message Pasha, paste. Okay, we have to link the video that went viral. Let's do a quick study of the video. Well, it looks like there's animation. Straight away, they do this like cartoonish animation stuff. Then they transition to like gym and like these squares within squares. B-roll, 13 seconds. Movie clips, Spartan, square within squares. B-roll again. Okay, B-roll again. So we just done a quick study. So they start off with animation, then they do like these square things, then B-rolls. 3 things: animations, square things, B-roll, and also movie clips. So essentially 4 things. We're going to link this video in the job post. We give them a reference. Then we create a script for them, which we already did earlier. So it's very important that you click here. To give them access to this script we created with AI is you click on this button, share, make sure it's anyone with link, then you copy link, hit done, then you link it here. And then with the voiceover, we created the voiceover, and you have to first send them the message and then you can link the voiceover. Upload file, and then 11 labs. And you would want to do this with every single video editor that applied for your role. So we've had 20 applicants on this job post alone for $30. You would want to get 20 different samples. And the way you determine whether that sample was good is you compare it to your competitor's video and you ask yourself the question, is it similar to my competitors? If it is, hire them. If not, fire or don't hire them. So that's essentially how you hire properly, is you give them a personalized task to do, and to determine if it's a good task that they did or not, you just compare it to your competitors, the inspiration that you gave them, and see if they followed instructions, see if they actually copied them correctly. So that's essentially how it is. Get 20, 30, as many as you can, samples, and then hire based on that metric. Now, once you have a strong team of freelancers, you would want them all in one place, either a WhatsApp group or Telegram group or on Slack or on Trello. You would want all of your freelancers on one place so that communication is more effective. What you can also do, and this is what I do, is that every week I jump on a call with my team, my video editors. We jump on a Zoom call. We all show our faces. We have a good culture. We talk to each other and we study our competitors. We do video ideas together. We look at each other's work. And I've realized that that has increased productivity and brought results for me, where we'll jump on calls every single week, me and my video editors, and you'll be surprised as to how smart these guys are and how like some of them are really like good with video editing and visuals and attention to detail. So it's good to have people on a Zoom call, because you'll bring stuff out of yourself and bring stuff out of them that contributes tremendously to the workflow and to the project. Very important, have everyone in one place. That's how you manage your team. I like to use WhatsApp and have everyone on a Zoom call every single week. You jump on a call, you discuss projects, what videos different editors are working on. You can also look at the competition and study the competitors together and see how we can scale the channel together. Very rarely do you get resistance on the free sample, simply because if you sell it as a long-term project, they will see the value in that, because freelancers, they have to pay for credits in order to apply for roles and apply for jobs. So if you sell it as a long-term project, they'll be like, oh, I don't have to pay for credits every month and chase new clients every month. So this is my long-term guy. So you need to sell yourself as the long-term guy so that they don't have to chase new clients every month. So that's when you'll get less resistance when it comes to the free samples. Few things to know is never hire done-for-you agencies. If someone is claiming to do everything, then why don't they have their own channel that's making 30 grand a month? For example, if someone says they'll do the editing, the script, the voiceover, the thumbnail, for like the ideation for you and manage your channel for you, huge red flag. Never hire those people. I know it's tempting, but don't touch it. I've been burnt with that. And ask yourself the question, if they're doing the entire process for you, why don't they just do it for themselves and make 20, 30K a month from it? You know, there's a disconnect there, right? Also, never pay per hour, always pay per video, pay per project. Like if, you know, you can't track how many hours someone in Pakistan or the Philippines is working, right? That's a no-no. Pay per project. Or what I like to do is also you can pay per minute of the video. So if the video is like 1 hour long, 60 minutes, you can do like $2 per minute as a deal. And so that's like $120 for the video. Also, I've realized that hiring from Brazil is cool. Hiring from Philippines and Pakistan is the most cost-effective option, and you can find the diamond in the rough. However, the only kind of downside to that is that there is a bit of a cultural disconnect in a sense. Well, what might look cool for an Asian audience or an Eastern audience won't necessarily look cool for a Western audience. And so there's a disconnect there, and you have to come in as the middleman to make sure that the Western audience likes Eastern editors doing. So you have to be the project manager. If you want to disconnect that, then you would want to hire UK or US based editors. They're going to be extremely expensive, so I wouldn't really suggest doing that. You can, but to find the middle ground of good price and good talent, Brazil is actually a good place to recruit editors. South Africa is good as well. So yeah, those places are good to hire freelancers because they understand the Western mindset, and also they're not too crazy on the price. Also, have a team of 5 video editors minimum. Why? Because you always have editors either come up with a story as to why they can't work anymore, they disappear, they go ghost, they go quiet. There's always going to be issues like with editors. That's the real honest truth with these freelancers. They always have excuses as to why the job is getting delayed. Bad internet connection, there's a tornado in my area, there's this, there's that. There's always an excuse. So always have a huge team of editors so that if one editor does disappear, it's not going to affect the entire workflow because you have like 10 video editors. Always have a huge team, minimum 5 of video editors working on your channel so that if one person is slacking off, then it doesn't matter because you have a huge team of editors who can cover. Okay, cool. So now we're going to look at how to use Claude Code to create videos. Now, first of all, you would want to install Claude Code for your desktop. You would want to download the Claude app on your Mac or your Windows. So you would want to go on Google, Claude Code download, and just download it. You'll need the paid version of Claude in order to do this, which is around $20 a month, I believe. Download for Mac, download for Windows. We click that. That's downloading again. I already have Claude Code. Boom. So the app looks a bit like this. Over here, you would want to go under code. Also, you'll need to connect Higgsfield to your Claude Code so that it can generate images. So we're going to do that over here. We're going to go over to Higgsfield. So over here, we are going to go onto Higgsfield and we're going to click on MCP and CLI. Then we're going to copy this code over here. Make sure you're logged into your account. Then once we've copied the code here, we go over to Claude Code, click on the name, settings, connectors on the left, customize. Then we are going to click plus, browse connectors, Higgsfield. I'm going to click on Higgsfield, connect. So we're going to verify everything. And we're going to open this desktop and Higgsfield is now connected. We're going to enable all this good stuff here. Enable, 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 enable. Just going to enable everything here. So now we've connected Higgsfield, which essentially can generate AI images. They use Nano Banana, they use Kling. You can generate AI images with Higgsfield that can do thumbnails and videos as well. But now we need voiceover. So we're going to connect our 11 Labs to our Claude Code. Over here, we're going to go browse connectors, 11 Labs player. We're going to add that in. We're going to install that thing, install. Now, in order to configure it, you're going to have to go over to 11 Labs and we are going to have to grab the API key. So in order to grab the API key, we go on the bottom left corner, developers, then we click on API keys up here and we have to create a key. We can call it Claude Code, unlimited. Yep. Access to everything. Access, 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 write, access, write, access. So just access, give it access to everything. Then we create key. Then you copy to clipboard. Now we've copied the API key to the clipboard. Now we go over to Claude desktop, we configure, and then you paste in the key here. That's the API key. Then we hit save. Now 11 Labs is now connected. Now in order to turn our Claude Code into a video editor, we need to install this prompt. Now I'm going to show it to you right now. You can steal it. Oh yeah, with 11 Labs, make sure it's enabled here. So you click enabled. So now it's enabled. Now we go back to, and now when you have to make sure everything's connected by pressing plus and then connectors. Then you can see we have 11 Labs and Higgsfield connected. Now, in order to code your Claude Code into a video editor, you need to install this prompt right here. So now we have to install FFmpeg. So in Claude Code for Windows, you would want to put winget install giant.ffmpeg, and on Mac you would want to put brew install ffmpeg. Prompts on the screen, you can write it down. So we are going to go over here, paste this over here. It's already installed and up to date. And now what you would want to do in order to create your AI videos is you would want to prompt in this prompt. I'm going to link the prompt in the description below so you can use this prompt for your Claude Code, and I'm also going to link below the SOP for hiring freelancers down below. And so you can literally have this prompt where you basically say you are a video expert in production, and you basically give it these steps. So you basically give it the video topic, the video brief, the script, and you give it a script to emulate from, like we talked about earlier. And then you go through the scenes with Higgsfield, camera movement, lighting, and mood, and then talks about the visuals. And then the voiceover, you can literally have a voice ID. This is a specific voice on 11 Labs. Each voice has its own voice ID, which you can prompt into here. So it pretty much tell it what voice ID to use. And then sound design, you give it prompts on how to do the sound design, which is insane how Claude Code does the sound design. So yeah. So in order to connect vidIQ to Claude Code, what you would want to do is come to this vidiq.com/Claude. And then over here, we're going to take this MCP server, copy it to clipboard, and then we're going to go into Claude Code now. And we are going to go into, at the bottom here, Tony, your name, then hit settings. Then we're going to go on connectors, customize. Now we're going to hit plus here, add custom connector, and then we're going to call this vidIQ. And then we're going to paste in the code, boom. And now vidIQ is connected. Now what we need to do is we have to enable everything here. You can obviously use it for IG, but over here, we want to enable anything breakout channels, channel analytics, so you can analyze different channels, different competitors in your niche. Channel video performance trends, you want that as well, so that your Claude Code has access to video performance trends, and also channel search, channel stats, channel videos. Good to get data from video. Find stock B-roll. Of course, when you're creating videos, it can find stock for you. Get channels by IDs, get videos by IDs. You can put that as well. Instagram, I guess, if you're gonna use it for Instagram. You don't need to do it for YouTube. And just enable everything so that you don't have to like give it access. Trending videos, that's good, since if we're gonna do research on trending videos, then it can find those for us. Video transcript, of course. Watch video, yep, 100%. Perfect. So you'd want to enable pretty much everything here. Generate titles, yep. Generate videos, generate motion graphics, refine thumbnails, submit feedback. Perfect. Boom. So we've enabled everything with vidIQ. So to get started with vidIQ and Claude Code, click the link in the description for vidIQ's premium version for $1 for the first month, or scan the QR code that's showing on the screen right now. If you don't want to click on it right now, just scan the code and you can log in through there. And that's essentially how you use Claude Code with vidIQ. So I have another video on my YouTube channel that talks about how to use Claude Code. You can check that out after this video. With Claude Code, these are the thumbnails it created with the prompt that I did, because that prompt also talks about thumbnails. That's one of the thumbnails. This is another one. There's another one. And when it comes to videos, this is a video that Claude Code's created.
Every morning, before you wake up, the birds outside your window perform something almost no human has ever actually heard. It's not random. It's not just singing. And once you understand it, you'll never sleep through it again. At first light, sometimes before the sun even clears the horizon, robins start, then thrushes, then warblers. Each species enters in a precise order, like an orchestra tuning up. But here's the part.
That is incredible how Claude Code can just make a video. A few clicks of the button. When I started out doing YouTube, this would have been a big help, but instead I had to pay the price with freelancers. But that is an incredible video with just AI. It's pretty good. That's how we use Claude Code to create videos, and it creates your scripts, voiceovers, and thumbnails for you with the prompt that I put in the description below. There's also a video about Claude Code on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. It goes into a bit more detail. This is incredible how you can use Claude Code. Like when I started doing YouTube, it took a few days to get a video out. Not only that, it was expensive, not too expensive, but with AI, everything's much more cost effective. Yeah, one thing I have realized about Claude Code though, is that you would want to do the video in parts. If you tell it to do like an 8-minute long video, it takes like too long. But if you do it like 2 minute or like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, like extend the video by 1 minute, that's the best way to do it. Like I said, don't do anything below 8 minutes. Okay, now we are going to set up a YouTube channel. So in order to set up a YouTube channel, you would want to click on your channel icon, and then you would want to click on view all channels. So you would want to create a channel, and we can call this fitness feeling. So one thing I like to do with channel names, yes, you can ask AI for channel names, but I like to make it 2-worded. So like fitness fire, 2-worded, and make sure that both words begin with the same letter. So fitness fire both begin with F. So when you have both words beginning with the same letter, it tends to come off a bit more powerful. Handle, yep, fitness feeling. It looks like the handle is available. Create channel. So it looks like we've created the channel. Now, in order to change the logo and the banner and the back end of the channel, you'll want to go to YouTube Studio over here. On the left side, you scroll down, hit customization. This is where you can upload the banner and then the logo. Believe me, this is not that important. YouTube push out videos. They don't push out channels. So it's all about having really good videos and not about having fancy names of channels and logos and banners and all that stuff. Fitness feeling, you can give a brief description about your channel. Again, this whole thing about tags and keywords, that stuff doesn't work anymore. It used to be a big thing when I started YouTube. It used to be about like high SEO ranking, tags and all that good stuff. But YouTube, what they do now is they transcribe videos and they push out videos based on the transcription. So every single video on YouTube, as you saw, is transcribed, and they push out those videos based on the transcript to a specific audience. That's how it works right now. Tags, descriptions, all that stuff doesn't work anymore. YouTube, I've even said it, if when you upload videos, it says tags play a minimal role when it comes to the discovery of your videos. So it's all about what is said in your video, and YouTube push out based on that metric. YouTube also know about the visuals in the video. The visuals in your video are also detected by YouTube. They know exactly what is in your video, and they will push it out based on that metric. Just so you know, avoid a watermark, have a brief description. AI can help you with a lot of this. So yeah, don't overcomplicate setting up your channel. Believe me, it's not the most important thing. It's all about having really good videos. If you get that right, everything else goes right. If you get that wrong, everything else goes wrong. Okay, so that's the blueprint, but there's a few things we need to discuss before going full force into YouTube. Now, there's a difference between the students of mine who hit 13K in 2 weeks and with those who quit after video 3. The most important part is, of course, is to never give up. If your first channel doesn't work out, who cares? Start a new channel in a different niche, start fresh. Don't give up. The moment you give up is the moment you fail. I've had students who their first channel didn't work out. However, they kept going, they kept pushing, and their second channels would work out. Sometimes it's their third channels that work out, but don't give up. If you give up, you fail. And it's important that you don't come into this thing with an employee's mindset. An employee thinks about getting paid by the hour. An entrepreneur gets paid by the results. When you're an employee and you're thinking about, oh, you know, I've put in so many hours into this business and I haven't been paid, that's the wrong attitude. The wrong attitude is thinking about being paid by the hour. You need to invest time, effort, and money before you can see results. You just have to accept that before you go into this. The most important part of the process is the script. Like I said, you can't put lipstick on a pig. You can, but it won't be a good honeymoon. Also, speed beats perfection. Don't focus about being too perfect. Focus on getting the ball rolling, because you will get better as you progress, and you'll get better 1% each day. If you focus on getting better 1% each day, you're winning. Eventually that compounds over time, and then you'll become really good at Faceless YouTube. Now, I'm not saying quantity beats quality. No, it's all about quality on YouTube, yes. But if you are a perfectionist and to the point where you don't get anything right, or you don't get the ball rolling, then you're going to be stuck. So make sure you get the ball rolling, even if it's not perfect, as long as it's good, as long as it's similar to your inspiration channel, roll with it. If it doesn't work out, who cares? What's the worst that can happen? Like, you need to see this as a game. This is a game. You just have to get better at the game, learn the rules of the game, upgrade your character, learn loopholes, learn things that will work, learn things that doesn't work, and you just keep going. That's the best way to see this, in my opinion, is see it as a game. If you get too emotionally attached to like, I have to make this money, I have to pay my bills, that's the wrong mindset to be in. When you're in a place of desperation, you don't perform as well. But if you're in a place of abundance and you're like, you see it as a game, you see it as something fun to achieve, it's the best thing to do. In that way, you're not emotionally attached to results, you're not desperate for instant results, you get better each time, you get better day by day. That's the best way to do it. Also, consistency is key. If you want to crush it, if your competitors are doing like daily videos, you would want to do daily videos. If your competitors are doing 3 a week, you would want to do 3 a week. But most importantly, I would say, yes, quality trumps quantity. One good video is better than 10 average videos, because one good video can get you 1 million views, whereas 10 average videos will get you like 1,000 views each, which is like 10K in total. So like, quality is important. And like I said, script is more important than anything else. So if anything, you want to become the best script writer in your niche. That's how you dominate your niche. Also, doing longer videos is key. YouTube love longer videos because they want to keep people on the platform longer. If you do longer videos in your niche, YouTube will push out your video more, as long as you can retain the audience, because they want to keep people on the platform more so that they can show them more ads. So having longer videos helps. YouTube will push out your videos more. Also, when you upload in 4K, YouTube will push out your videos to a TV audience. YouTube have just taken over Netflix when it comes to TV views, and they want to maintain that win over Netflix, because Netflix are not going to be an easy fight. They want creators to create videos for a TV audience. And when you upload in 4K, YouTube will push out your videos to a TV audience, which is going to be a higher RPM, because with TV viewers, they're less likely to scroll, because if they get distracted, let's say they're watching TV, YouTube TV. Something happens in the kitchen. Oh, they have to go into the kitchen. Oh, they have to go to the bathroom. They're going to keep that TV playing, right? And ads are still going to play. But YouTube don't know if someone's watching. However, when you're on your phone and you scroll past, or when you're not watching the ad, or when you like switch off your phone, YouTube know. RPMs are going to be higher. People who watch TV are more sophisticated than people who scroll on their phones. They have a higher attention span, meaning they'll watch more ads. So yeah, the RPM is going to be higher. So yeah. Now you can absolutely build this on your own. A lot of people do. However, if you want to skip the complete learning curve, that will be like 12 months of just like falling over and getting back up, falling over and getting back up. And if you want to reduce your 12-month learning curve to just 1 month of learning, or even 1 week of learning, then I do have a one-on-one mentorship program where I can help shorten the learning curve and shorten the time for you to get to that result. One of my students, his name's Alex, he just hit $13,000 in the first 2 weeks of monetization. And he done that through one-on-one coaching with me. And if you want the exact same mentorship that I gave to Alex, then click on the link below. There's a link for you to book a call with me so we can discuss the next steps. I hope this course helped. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and thank you.